The stories in this video are not stories at all, but articles. Articles about paranormal events that were published in real newspapers 100 years ago.
I've spent a lot of time wondering about hauntings. When I hear about people being visited by family or clinging to treasured objects, it makes sense to me. But there are other times when there's no family around or items worth accounting for that make me curious. Now I'm getting ahead of myself, so without further interruption, I present to you Ghost News, a haunted house in Pittsburgh. Originally published in the Dayton Daily Empire, May 4th, 1865.
A gentleman, newly arrived in Pittsburgh from New York, rented a house on Pennsylvania Avenue. He soon discovered that his house was haunted. He saw male and female spirits flitting across the room and heard the usual unearthly sounds. He became much alarmed and invited a number of his friends to his house for the purpose of solving the mystery. Among those present was a reporter of the Chronicle, who writes as follows. Books were lifted from the tables and slammed down upon another. Bells were rung all through the room. The piano, although tightly locked up, was played. A guitar suspended above the chandelier, where no human hand could reach it, was made to discourse most excellent music. Doors tightly locked were opened and slammed shut. Sparks of fire were carried about the room. One fellow, a disbeliever in spiritualism, was choked by an unseen hand and almost frightened out of his wits. Many other marvelous things were witnessed. The phantoms which appeared were a beautiful woman and a most horrid demon, who seemed to attend upon her. The skeptic above alluded to made a frantic attempt to seize the female figure, which instantly vanished and left him insensible upon the floor when the landlord tried to put a bullet through the demon by firing a pistol at him. The place after these violent demonstrations became too hot for either occupants or visitors, and the house was vacated and is not available to rent. The other papers of the city pronounce the report nonsensical, but state that it is producing mischievous results. The Dispatch of Friday says, during all day yesterday, the crowd visiting the home in which the startling revelations were supposed to have occurred were very large. Last night, about 8 o'clock, a credulous assembly numbering not less than 500 persons congregated around the haunted mansion to see what could be seen. Their enthusiasm arose to such a pitch that for a time a demolition of the structure was seriously threatened, and as it was, many of the windows were broken and other parts of the house abused by missiles hurled by the crowd. Alderman Butler, Mayor Laurie, the chief of police, and the officers of the emergency force were present and dispersed the curiously inclined after some difficulty. All we have to say is the property is depreciated at least 2/3 in value by the publication of such manifested anomalies.
How strange! Do you think the demon was keeping the woman's ghost trapped in the house? And why? Make sure to tell me your thoughts in the comments. Also, don't forget to give this video a like before leaving. Before I end this video, I just want to point out that if anyone's looking for a place to rent, the one in this story should be pretty cheap. It's the least I could do.